Did my premonition just manifest? My goodness. Back on September 17th of 2024, I posted a video. If you'd actually like to go check it out, I have it written down so I didn't forget. It is in the playlist under Spirit. And the title of the video is, Was This a Premonition During Meditation? I received what I thought was a premonition, and I wanted to share it mainly because I felt prompted to. Like, I felt this very strong urge to share this premonition. It is not the first premonition I've received, but for whatever reason, it's the first time I felt prompted to share it. So I made a video, posted it, didn't think a whole lot of it. Clearly nothing happened. Haven't thought much of it. Today I was scrolling and through YouTube, and this title caught my attention. And it wasn't even the title, it was the thumbnail. It was a guy with a big exploding looking volcano behind him. And the reason it drew my attention is because I live in the Pacific Northwest, and along the Cascade Mountains is several volcanoes. Several, like we have, I think, Mount Rainier, we have Vesper Peak, like there's a lot, right? And on top of that, a very, in my opinion, for a volcano, short distance away, we have Yellowstone, where I actually have people who live closer than I do to it. So although it probably wouldn't directly affect me, indirectly at some point it would. So it piqued my interest, right? So I'm like looking at it, and then I see the title. Now, mind you, I don't know if I'm going to butcher his name. I want to say it could be Stephen or Stefan Burns is the creator. And the title is there about to be a large volcanic explosion in Ethiopia? And of course it piqued my interest because I'm like, oh, where have I heard that before? Oh, that's right. I heard it from me. So I click on the video, and I'm just going through it because I'm like, okay, get to the juicy goody parts, right? Like, tell me what the heck is going on. And apparently there's been, it hasn't happened yet. So I feel like maybe I'm jumping the gun, but I can't tell you. It, again, was like, how did that end up in a video I may be interested in at all? I don't have, volcanic videos or anything like that. So random video. I don't believe in coincidences. I'm coming through. I'm going to pin both my original video and his video in the description box, maybe in the comment section if I can. That way you can see for your own self. But it was very interesting because, again, I don't believe in coincidences or accidents. And when I was doing said scrolling, I was about ready to take a little bit of a nappy poo. And I don't know what possessed me, like if I thought there was something important that I was going to need to see. But when I saw it, I couldn't nap. I couldn't nap. In fact, I finally ended up napping, but it took a good hour before it happened. Because all I could think of is, oh my gosh. So of course I had to go back and watch my own video because I couldn't remember. I just remembered Ethiopia, and I didn't remember necessarily all the ins and outs of it. I just remembered Ethiopia and possibly volcanoes. So I went back and I watched it, and then I had to send it to my sister to be like, do you remember this? And then send her the video that I had just seen. So again, it's a little bit early. It's a little bit too soon to tell per se, but I, again, do not believe in coincidences or accidents. And also, I will say that there was more to the premonition than just a volcano in Ethiopia. And of course, I wasn't paying a lot of attention when I rewatched it, but there was something to do with the Pacific and a landmass. And I could have sworn maybe that I did have, some kind of a flood or like flash flood. That stuck out to me when I rewatched it. I could have sworn earthquake was in there, but again, they're having swarms of earthquakes already in Ethiopia. So I highly recommend that you watch this Stephen or Stefan Burns because I'm not a volcano person. I'm not a, like, he clearly knows what he's doing. He's got maps and like understandings that I don't. I literally got some visions and things in a meditation. And frankly, I couldn't have even told you if they had volcanoes in Ethiopia, let alone anything. So I definitely recommend watching that, because again, from the video, now mind you, this was today, and I feel like he had mentioned this could happen at any time. But from today, nothing had actually, there was no, I think there might have been, I think he showed steam. I don't even know if it was there. But he showed like steam release pockets or whatever. I don't know what they're called. But he was very technical, and he showed some things going on. So I don't know if that was just like to explain and it was a video from somewhere else or what. I highly recommend watching his video. I feel like he deserves credit, because if it wasn't for him, I would not have even stumbled upon it or remembered it. Who knows if the volcano, if one actually had erupted, if I would have even remembered to go back to it. But I found it very interesting, and I sincerely hope that nobody's in the danger zone. I truly, truly hope nobody's in the danger zone. But if you are, maybe like now would be a good time to evacuate. I don't know that I have anybody who watches my channel from Ethiopia, but I will say that hopefully everybody's safe there. It's not like, yay, something that I had a vision on is coming to fruition. Like, it's not good if people are getting hurt or anything like that. Like, that doesn't sound like a good thing. So I just thought it was very interesting that on September 17th, I had this vision, decided to make a video on it, felt very prompted to make a video on it. And as my recollection, I've never made a video on any of my other premonitions. I've talked about some of the premonitions I've had, but I've never made videos on them within, before they happen or anything like that. This would be the first time, and it's been, what is that, 4 months? 5 months, roughly 5 months, that I had this premonition. And now, and again, I don't know anything about the volcanoes or any of that, so I don't know if, this is really like the warning, or if it's going to happen in a couple another months, or maybe it never happens. But again, I stumbled across his video and was like, okay, I must post an update. There must be an update to the original video. So I also want to say that if you get visions during your meditations, things that you may not remember at a later date, write them down. Write them down, because you never know what it is that you're receiving. If it doesn't make sense to you in the moment, it could be a premonition. Not always. Sometimes it is a message or something that will play out in another way, or maybe you just weren't understanding what the message was. But you never know. So it's really important to keep some kind of a meditation journal if you don't remember specifically meditations, or dreams. Dreams is another big one. To write down, have a dream journal. If you, like me, have incredibly vivid dreams, I tend to remember my dreams, especially super, super vivid ones, but I will sometimes write them down, or I like to tell my sister or message my sister, and that way it's still documented, but I didn't have to. Not a big fan of the whole writing thing. So dreams and meditations, or any random, like, write it down. It could be something. And you never know. If you are receiving premonitions, you never know, maybe you could help somebody at some point, or, save somebody. Again, I don't think anybody is in the line of danger. If it actually does erupt, I am jumping the gun a smidgy. I know that. But again, I've never heard of any kind of volcanic activity in Ethiopia. Not that, I'm up on Ethiopian news, but normally if there's some big eruption, something makes its way, some major, somebody will talk about it, right? And I've never heard of anything. So in fact, in the first video, I'm like, Ethiopia. Like, it's kind of weird and strange. Which in there I also, which I should have looked up and figured out, excuse me, what the word is called, but where you dig from the Pacific, like if you dig a hole, there's some app or something where you dig a hole in one part of the earth, you'll end up coming out in another. And I say in the video that my sister had done that map thing for me and said that if you dig a hole in the Pacific, you'll come out in Ethiopia. So I don't know if something's going to transpire in the Pacific Ocean, which is, I mean, it's a big ocean, but I'm here, I'm over here. So we'll see what happens. Part of me is excited. The other part of me is like, I am excited because it's Mother Nature, but I also really, truly hope that everybody is safe. So I'm going to leave it at that. Go check out the original video and this Stefan or Stephen Burns. I will leave the links to the videos. Again, definitely in the description. I'll try to do it in the comment section if that works. I will see you on the next one.